tuned into Flipping the Birds, a Philly Sports Network podcast.
Fans, welcome one, welcome all to episode 17 of Flipping the Birds. I'm Brian Cameron. He's Chris Infante, and we're coming off a fresh win. Eagles 22, Bears 14.
We are over 500 for the first time since the Jets game, I believe. Maybe.
So I don't know if you noticed the trend since week 2. 2 losses, 2 wins, 2 losses, 2 wins, and ironically, after the bye week, we have Seahawks and we have Patriots. But before we get there, what's a big takeaway from this specific game that you could really lean on going forward and you're scared of going forward?
To answer both at the same time?
Uh-oh, that's not good.
Because the first half, you saw Wentz was doing great.
Mm-hmm.
Although, we still had the fucking drops.
Yeah, it's still there, and it's by the big time receivers now. It's not by the.
It's not just Aguilar anymore. It's not just Hollins. It's not just JJ. It's Alshon now too. Deshaun shouldn't have come back this game. It was a waste. It was just such a waste of expectation. It was a waste of hype. It was a waste of a pregame speech between Deshaun and the whole team, and he had his hand on Wentz's back, and why push him? Coming into this game, the Bears' offense sucks,
mm-hmm.
And they put on 14 points. It is what it is. That was more because the deep pass happened to Taylor Gabriel, and I thought it would because the corner scheme. The first pass was on Malcolm Jenkins, 100%. But you knew it was going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
The scheme sucks.
Yeah.
So, but I am not going to sit here, and I will take this episode off of calling for Schwartz's head. Because
we're not doing 3 in a row.
He did call a pretty good game. I mean, it was against Trubisky.
Avery came in, flying in.
Hey, Avery, welcome to the Birds.
He came flying in.
Avery, he will be the best pickup any team in the NFL has made this trade deadline. We all knew that. As soon as we saw his name come across the wire, come across our app, come across our phones, we were like, "That's it. That's the move that we did." Lying. Definitely not lying.
And the corners, Jalen Mills had that huge pass breakup. That was pretty big. Vontae Maddox showed up.
Darby's looking like he's kind of getting back to being Darby.
Sidney Jones kept the bench kind of warm, so that was, that's a huge factor.
Make sure the water was good for everybody. He made sure there was some high quality H2O going up down there. Sidney Jones is done.
I feel bad for the kid, man.
To get off topic, it's kind of still on topic. When Sidney Jones was drafted, I cannot tell you how excited I was to see
you and all the Eagles Nation.
Me and so many other fans. Going into that draft, I had so much research and everything, and going into the combine, there's so much research, and I saw Sidney Jones wow, this is a guy that can help this team. Too bad he's going to go top 10.
Yeah,
and he tears it.
And it was a need at the time too, on top of everything.
Yep. And then the Eagles got him in the second round. Wow, this is the perfect red shirt year, how the Cowboys did with Jalen Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Draft a need and then let him sit. And then him comes back, and Sidney Jones, not only being inactive is a slap in the face, but to have Craig James play over you last week, or was it the week before? I can't remember.
It was last week. No, it was definitely last week. He was active, but they didn't put him in the game.
But Craig James playing over you, and then you're inactive now, and then there's no way you're going to be active anytime soon because LeBlanc's going to probably be back for the Pats game.
Yeah, that's very true.
So I think
We might have seen the last of Sidney Jones barring any injury.
this offseason, because they're obviously he's still on his rookie contract. They're not going to cut him. But so we got a trade looking forward to in the offseason with Sidney Jones. And whoever needs a cornerback going into the draft might look at, if they don't think that they're going to be able to get one of the top corners, then maybe they trade for Sidney Jones and give us a day 2, day 3 pick. It's what's going to happen.
I mean, for all we all know, it could definitely be a scheme thing, which me and you have talked about multiple times on the podcast so far with Sidney Jones and Rizzo Douglas as well.
Yeah, I hate this scheme. I hate this scheme so much. But who knows? Maybe the Eagles don't go far in the playoffs. Maybe they don't make the playoffs, and then Schwartz is gone. And I will say this right now: for any as much as if you follow me on Instagram, not Instagram, wow, Twitter.
Twitter.
I've had many beers. As I take another drink. If you follow me on Twitter, you know how adamant I've been on during the trade deadline season. Trade for this person, trade for that person. But one thing I've never said was to fire Howie Roseman or fire Doug Peterson.
Absolutely not. They're cornerstones of the franchise right now.
They are who brought this team the first Super Bowl ever. What I will say is fire Jim Schwartz and fire Mike Rowe. It's the offense today looks stagnant at times. Play calling looks stupid at times. Like to be down at the 6-yard line, 7-yard line, and then call a screen. What the fuck was that? To go from running the ball and gashing the Bears defense up the middle over and over and over at Jordan Howard to then call pass plays at the goal line. The first drive, I was okay with that. I was okay with them passing the ball so many times at the goal line because, like I said on Twitter, the Bears defense at the goal line is much better than the Bears defense when there's many more yards to count for.
Of course, yeah. Same
thing with Jalen Mills. Jalen Mills really isn't really that great when there's so much open field, but when he's in the red zone, he's elite.
I don't know. This is a different Jalen Mills we've seen in the past few
games.
I think it is. He's a little mature now. He's doing something different. Like there's something different about him.
The green in his hair is a little darker.
He's tapping into his inner goblin.
dark goblin, dark green goblin days. But it's to call some of the plays that they called today was skeptical. It really is. And Mike Rowe shouldn't be back next year. I don't care what the Eagles do.
I don't think he's back.
The Eagles could go on a run and win the Super Bowl again. I don't want to see Mike Rowe again.
I don't think he's back next year, to be honest. I feel like the offense is a resemblance of what Mike Rowe is, and not to take anything away from this win. I don't want us to sound like negative birds or anything like that, but I feel like the offense is a pure reflection of Mike Rowe right now, not so much of Doug Peterson. But that first half offense with Deshaun out there, I mean, Wentz was dealing, everybody was moving, like Ertz was finally open throughout the whole game pretty much. He had over 100 yards receiving, I think like 9 receptions and a touchdown. So it was kind of vintage 2018 Ertz that we saw today. The running game looked phenomenal to me in the first half. I love the combination of Miles Sanders and Jordan Howard. And one thing I do want to say is I've been on this show saying, no, like it's got to be Sanders, but I'm 110% behind Howie Roseman and the Eagles if they want to re-sign Howard for long term, because I think one of our guys on PSN came out with the article. I think his name is Austin Connolly, if I'm not mistaken, about comparing Sanders to Kamara's upbringing with the Saints, and I feel like this combination of Howard and Sanders is phenomenal right now, and it can only get better, especially with Sanders being a great receiving threat so far.
I read that article and I love the comparison, but I don't want to go as far as to say Sanders is walking in the footsteps of Kamara. I will say that Sanders looks like he's going to be the next Tariq Cohen for us. And you saw that last
year.
Better
than Cohen, though.
Better than
he could work without Howard. I personally believe that.
You saw Cohen today. Cohen's nothing special without Jordan Howard. Like, there's a special effect that Jordan Howard has on an offense. And for those of you that decided that you didn't want to read my article, well, first of all, fuck you. Second of all, let me read my article, my hard work.
Hard work.
Hard work on.
You're on too high of a pedestal right now. I need you to come down.
On reading the stats for Jordan Howard as we look forward to extend Jordan Howard 2020. Eagles running back Jordan Howard, and this was before the game. This is my game preview. Eagles running back Jordan Howard will get to face his former team for the first time on Sunday. It's quite possible that no one on the Bears misses him more than Tariq Cohen. There are 7 games this season, obviously before today's game. Cohen has 240 yards from scrimmage. That is 382 less than he had through 7 games last year, and 214 less than he had in his rookie year through 7 games. His counterpart, David Montgomery, has 463 yards from scrimmage, less than Jordan Howard had in his 2 years with Cohen through 7 games. In 2017, Cohen had 454 yards from scrimmage, and Howard has 621 yards from scrimmage. 2018, Cohen had 622 yards from scrimmage, and Howard had 479 yards from scrimmage. So far in 2019, Howard has 511 yards from scrimmage, complementing Miles Sanders' 568 yards from scrimmage. Today, David Montgomery had 40 rushing yards. I know he had 2 touchdowns, but they were pretty much goal line.
Mm-hmm.
David Montgomery had 40 yards.
Say how much Cohen had. I have the number right here, but I'm dying for you to say it.
14 carries for 40 yards and 2.9 yards per carry. Tariq Cohen,
who was supposed to be a feature back, as Nagy said.
Like when Jordan Howard got traded, this was Tariq Cohen's backfield.
Mm-hmm.
Tariq Cohen had 2 carries for 7 yards. And then he had 2 catches for 9 yards. He had 16 yards from scrimmage today. I get he's a threat in punt return. You know, he had 4 returns for 36 yards. We had that one big return to get his average up to 9 yards a return. But Tariq Cohen is nothing without Jordan Howard.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Howard today had 19 carries for 82 yards, 4.3 yards carry. Miles Sanders, 10 carries for 42 yards, 4.2 yards a carry. And then to add on that, Miles Sanders added 3 receptions for 31 yards. So Miles Sanders had 73 yards from scrimmage to Jordan Howard's 82. This is what the Bears offense was hoping to get with Tariq Cohen and David Montgomery when they had it with Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen. And they were stupid enough to send Jordan Howard to us. Thank you. And Howie should right now be saying, here's your contract extension, Jordan Howard.
Sign. I think they get it done by Thanksgiving. I'm not gonna lie.
They need to. Get it done during the bye week. What are you doing? Come on. What are you doing during the bye week? Just get it done.
I think they do get it done soon.
Jordan Howard and Miles Sanders can be, as much as I want to compare Miles Sanders to Shady, and I think Sanders has a little bit of Shady in him. This is the new Correll Buckhalter and Brian Westbrook. It is they complement each other so well, just like Westbrook and Buckhalter did in the early 2000s and mid 2000s. They were so great together. And you saw the success the Eagles had with those 2 in the backfield.
Last year, last year, my fault. Keep going.
What?
I thought you're talking about Jordan Howard and Sanders, but how much success they've had with them in the backfield, but you're still on Buckwalter and Westbrook.
No, yeah, because you just throw me off. Now I'm off. Go ahead. You just fucked me up.
So I have a question, and I need you to bear with me with this one. Do you think Sanders is the best back in this draft? Like, can you actually admit right now that the Eagles got a steal in Sanders while everybody was focused on Josh Jacobs? You're looking up Jacobs' numbers right now, aren't you?
Yes. I have to look because because Jacobs has been really good this year.
Yeah, but Jacobs is in the dual threat like Sanders is.
Yeah, but it's.
So I'm gonna give you Sanders' numbers while you look up Jacob. Sanders has 274 receiving yards, 19 receptions, and 294 rushing yards and 1 touchdown as well. This is before today.
All right. So Jacobs was taken in the first round, the only running back in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, 124 rushing attempts, 620 yards, 4 touchdowns, 11 receptions for 102 yards. Miles Sanders, before today, 66 attempts for 294 yards, 19 receptions for 274 yards. So less than Jacobs as a whole, but and less touchdowns as Jacobs as a whole. And then you go down to.
But factor in the fact that Sanders is sharing the backfield. Jacobs is the main back.
This is the main back, yep. Next running back that was drafted was Darrell Henderson. 29 rushings for 119 yards, 4 receptions for 37 yards. Then you got David Montgomery. 98 rushes for 366 yards, 3 touchdowns, 15 receptions for 97 yards. Devin Singletary, 20 rushes for 172 yards, 1 touchdown, 9 receptions for 58 yards, and 1 touchdown. And then I won't go that far. Next running back is Damian Harris on
Patriots.
Patriots, 4 rushes for 12 yards.
Yeah.
And then you got Justice Hill on the Ravens, 18 rushes for 78 yards, 3 receptions for 19 yards. Benny Snell on the Steelers, 28 rushes for 118 yards, 1 reception for 14 yards. Tony Pollard for Dallas, 45 rushes for 209 yards, 1 reception with 1 touchdown, 4 receptions for 28 yards. And then you're looking at Raquel Armstead. And then
we're not going that far.
Then you're looking at Ty Johnson on Detroit. You're looking at Dexter Williams on Green Bay.
Exactly who?
Chris Boyd. No, sorry.
You're into practice squad players right now.
Colin Gillespie on Houston. And Chandler Cox and Myles Gaskin, both on Miami. And that's
all right, so just stop avoiding the answer.
So it's either Josh Jacobs or Miles Sanders. That's essentially what it is.
Yes.
Right now, I'm as much as I love Miles Sanders, I'm not willing to give him the best running back in the draft yet. Because
Really?
I loved as much as every other Eagles fan, and if you're an Eagles fan listening to this and you want to deny this, you're lying. You want Josh Jacobs.
I didn't want Josh Jacobs coming to the draft.
You're lying.
I swear on everything.
You're lying. You're lying.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you exactly why. I'm gonna tell you exactly
going into this draft.
Every
single looking at our running back corps, looking at where we were drafting, looking at where Eagles are drafting at 20. What was it? 24. The Eagles drafting at 24. They can get Josh Jacobs at that spot.
I didn't want Jacobs. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I wanted in the first round.
Who'd you want in the first round?
I wanted Hollywood.
It was either Josh Jacobs or Hollywood.
No, I didn't want Jacobs. I wanted Hollywood. There was no either.
Okay.
I knew running back. We had to get Sanders.
98% of Eagles fans, we wanted Josh Jacobs. We wanted Howie to just balls down and draft a first round running back.
It sounds like you wanted Jacobs.
If you wanted Josh Jacobs, no. If
you wanted Jacobs.
If you are watching, not watching,
if you're
listening to this podcast right now, tweet at us at Flippin' Birds Pod and let us know if you wanted Josh Jacobs or not. Because I will guarantee more people will say yes. Josh Jacobs, looking at him.
That's not the argument we're having right now. The argument is that I did not want Jacobs.
That's probably what you want. Looking at and right now, hold on. Let's pause for a minute.
Why does this bother you so much right now?
No, it doesn't bother me. I'm saying we're kind of answering right now. We're kind of being fools right now. So Justin.
Well, no.
Justin, if you're listening to us again, Justin.
I probably doubt he's gonna listen this far if he's listening again.
Justin, if you are listening to us right now, and if you don't know who Justin is, Justin Columbi, who responded to our last podcast and said, these guys are absolute fools. Literally, we'll never listen to them again.
Didn't he say we suck or something like that? We suck at our jobs?
Then I said, thanks for listening, go Birds. And he said, yeah, not going to listen again. You know nothing about the Eagles, and your football analysis is horrible. You just sound like bitter children, LOL. It sucks you are on Liam's channel. Shout out Liam Jenkins. Because I would unfollow PSN just to avoid you guys. Fire Schwartz? Question mark, exclamation point, question mark. Fire you guys, LMAOO. So, Justin, sorry for taking time out of your life to listen to this. But anyways, almost every single Eagles fan wanted Josh Jacobs. No matter if you wanted him or not. No matter if you wanted him or not.
My question was
a great pick by the Raiders.
So my question, so you're saying Josh Jacobs is a better running back right now than Miles Sanders?
I think so, yes.
Okay, perfectly fine. So you know what? That's perfectly fine. That's your opinion. I got my opinion. We shall move on. So.
And your opinion sucks.
My opinion of you is that you suck right now. So after the bye week, we got Seattle. We have New England right after that. And then we go on kind of a perfectly well paved road to the playoffs if we can make it past Seattle and New England at least 1-1 or 2-0, preferably, obviously. But I'm a little skeptical about it just because of the New England game more than anything.
Yeah, so in 2 weeks, the Eagles face the Patriots at home. Then they face the Seahawks at home. 2 abysmal games for our defense. Look, you're facing. Like,
I'm more fearful of our offense than I am of our defense, to be honest.
Well, the first game against the Patriots, I'm more worried about our offense. I mean, more worried about our defense than our offense. No, more worried about our offense than our defense because of the Patriots' defense. Against Seattle, I'm not worried about our offense against Seattle's defense. I'm worried about our defense against Seattle's offense now that they have Josh Gordon.
We're not doing it. We're not getting into Gordon. Let him go. We're not doing it.
Go. But you've got a Seattle offense now that has Russell Wilson, Chris Carson, Rashad Penny,
Ty Lockett,
DK Metcalf, Josh Gordon. Who are you stopping on that offense?
I don't know,
like
man.
our linebackers have enough problems alone just tackling.
Time out. Speaking of linebackers, I saw your boy today flexing on special teams. Alex Singleton.
Alex Singleton, make it play.
This is
another reason why Mac Hollins could get cut and just sent to the fucking moon. Because he wants to say, I'd rather play special teams. Okay, we just got a baller out on special teams. We got a better Brian Brayman special teams. Now, Alex Singleton, and if you want to bash Brayman and my comparison to Brayman, the Eagles made sure they got Brayman back right before the Super Bowl run.
Yep.
He
was actually in the locker room hyping up right before the game as well.
Him and his luscious locks, luscious hair, like that. He was
Don't you ever call another man's locks luscious in the podcast ever again?
Do you see our hair? Do you see our hair situation right now? You're bald as ever. And I have an eighth of a hair of hair. We might as well go from flipping the birds to Baldy's. I know Baldy's breakdowns are taken, but the Baldy's birds, the bald birds fans, like we can appreciate another man's luscious hair locks, But like Brian Brayman, he was so great on special teams. Absolutely. Him and Chris Maragos. I know Chris Maragos, we didn't have him for the Super Bowl run, but like for years.
I miss Maragos, man. He was lethal on special teams.
Chris Maragos was on the team. Our special teams unit was top 3. If not,
it kind of pisses me off that Sendejo wears 42.
Sendejo can kiss my ass and get cut. See, if Sendejo, I think if he's on the team past November 10th, or week 10, something like that. I know there's a 10 involved here. We lose that comp pick.
I think Sendejo's fate depends on Jeffrey's health right now, because if they need to bring in J-Matt, by any chance, Sendejo is going to get cut.
J-Mac can kiss my ass.
He wasn't bad last year. I don't know what everybody has against Jordan Matthews.
He's not deep. We ain't a damn deep threat. I know we got Deshaun.
Listen, we had a trade deadline for that reason.
What?
We had up until a trade deadline for that reason, and nothing happened.
No, like, I think
You're stressing now. I'm making you stress. You know what? Let's move on to the next subject.
no. I think JJ needs a shot. I know he played a lot today because Alshon got hurt a couple times.
I'm 1,000% behind you. I think JJ should be way above Matt Collins because yes, Matt Collins runs nice routes, but
Matt Collins. What is Matt Collins good for right now? He's good for wearing throwback jerseys.
He doesn't ride his bike anymore, apparently, right?
He getting noticed by the Eagles social media team, getting posted on. And today he wore number 69. Nice. John Runyon in the ugly ass yellow and blue jerseys. And then what did he do today?
Absolutely nothing. I was so lit when JJ came out to the
more snaps today. So he between October and this week of November. He has played 5 straight weeks of the majority of snaps and has registered 0 receptions. I think
Wentz doesn't even look his way
because he sucks. Going into this game, I think he had 141 snaps in October with 0 receptions. He probably played another 40 snaps today, 30 to 40 snaps today. So that's at most 180, maybe 190 snaps between the last 5 weeks and 0 receptions. What the hell are you doing? What the hell are you trotting him out for? There's no reason why he needs to be on this team.
Yeah, he pretty much has no purpose right now, in complete honesty. But focusing back to the next 2 games, you're saying that you're truly concerned with our offense against the Patriots.
Yeah, because the Patriots defense is number 1 in the league. Or if not number 1, but close to number 1.
Mm-hmm.
I know they really haven't played anybody, and tonight's going to be, and we are recording this at 4:30 to 4:40, p.m. right after the game. So they still have to face the Ravens tonight, and next coming Michael Vick and Lamar Jackson, but they really haven't played anyone this year. But their defense has been legit. But I know they're 8-0. And I don't want to downplay the Patriots because they still are the Patriots.
Yes.
They have a bye next week too. So
so we're both coming off buys.
Yeah, both coming off buys. So the bye week preparation is there for both Doug and.
You remember the last time that happened when we both came off buys?
The Eagles won the Super Bowl.
All right, just want to make sure.
The Patriots opened the season by destroying the Steelers 33-3. Then they faced the Dolphins, and they beat them 43-0. Then they beat the Jets 30-14. Then they beat the Bills 16-10. Then they beat the Redskins 33-7. Then they beat the Giants 35-14. Then they beat the Jets again 33-0. Then they beat the Browns 27-13. So if you want to make the case for the Bills, or you want to make the case for the Steelers when they have Ben Roethlisberger, sure, maybe.
I don't think you can make a case for the Bills anymore after getting stomped out by the Eagles last week. Yeah.
But who have they beat? What kind of high-powered offenses have they taken out? There has been the Jets. They had Sam Darnold who was seeing ghosts, but
I can't believe they caught him saying that.
I guess maybe they shut down Odell and Jarvis Landry and Nick Chubb. They didn't shut down Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield shut down himself, which he does every week apparently. But who have they beaten? What kind of offense have they beaten? This
is the first time we're going to see Wentz versus Brady.
Yeah, that's true.
It's going to be phenomenal.
Don't jinx it, because now you're going to jinx it, and then once
I didn't say anything. I just said it's going to be phenomenal.
It's going to hurt somehow.
No. With you. I'm just pissed off that it's a 4:25 game opposed to a Sunday night football game.
Yeah. whatever. No, we're gonna have a late podcast that night. Hopefully, my wife doesn't go into labor that night. But it's we have reached the first Sunday of November that my wife hasn't gotten to labor, so we're 1 for 1. But I think tonight will be the night that it will show us what the Patriots all are about. It's how are they going to defend Lamar Jackson? I know Wentz is not Lamar Jackson.
Yeah,
he's not Lamar Jackson, but Wentz has legs. And we've seen that week after week after week what Wentz can do.
And he's better on the run when he's throwing too.
He's great.
Super accurate.
He's great on the run. He can duck under defenders like nobody else can. And so let's see how the Patriots do against the Ravens, against Lamar Jackson. And I think that'll be a starting point for how Peterson will call his game for Wentz against the Patriots. Because if he sees Lamar Jackson doing a lot better against the Patriots, rolling out and throwing on the run, then that's going to be a heavy dose of what they do against the Patriots. Because call Doug whatever you want. He's great at adjusting.
Yeah, he definitely is.
He's a great
offensive mind. I just feel like,
especially off the bye,
that Doug is a very nice guy, so he tries to give everybody a turn in to say, in circle. But we have a bye week. We're getting everybody healthy. I mean, hopefully Deshaun is able to last throughout the game. I know they had the concern, so they held him out for the rest of the game today. Hopefully Jeffrey has no major concern. It doesn't look like Jordan Howard actually has a major injury.
Well, Deshaun, they said they held him out. Doug said at the halftime they held him out for precautionary reasons.
Yeah, they don't want to risk it.
Yeah, so hopefully that means he's fine. They just didn't want to risk more.
And we got Timmy Jernigan back today, so the defensive line looked really good. Avery looked really good coming off in that whole blitz package. It's good. It's a good time to be very optimistic about the Eagles, but the second half of the Bears shows you why you still gotta keep your feet on solid ground when it comes to this team this season.
Shout out to Andre Dillard.
He held his own today.
Andre Dillard had a great game today. I know he gave up a sack later on in the game, but he had a really good game against Khalil Mack and Leonard Floyd. Dilly Dillard. Hashtag Dilly Dillard. Let's get that going.
Bring it back. Bring it back to life.
Absolutely. I mean, he's going to be starting for the rest of the year, hopefully. But
might as well at this point. And I really hope, like, it kind of killed me every time that they brought Darren Sproles into the game. I feel like Darren Sproles is an offense killer right now.
How do you run so well with Jordan Howard and Miles Sanders, and then say, "Wait, welcome back, Darren Sproles.
Let me put you in here.
Let's run 3 straight plays for you, run, and pass to you," and then it goes nowhere.
I think they just got to give it up with Darren. Like, Darren has to be that kind of like that third running back right now.
We all love Darren Sproles. We all love him. But he's not a running back anymore. He's a specialist. He is a Devin Hester for us right now.
Yeah.
In punt returns. The Bears have really no one else except for Allen Robinson, Taylor Gabriel. But they had to run out Cordarrelle Patterson because they have to. When Devin Hester was on the Falcons, he was only a punt returner and kick returner.
Mm-hmm.
He run him out wide receiver when they had to. We don't have to run out Darren Sproles on running back. We don't have to. He can just be straight kick returner. I don't know if he's not going to be a kick returner, punt returner. He's already in top 5 in all-purpose yards. There's no way in hell he's going to move up to 4th. He's I think 1,000 yards, maybe a little less than 1,000 yards away from 4th, but he's not going to get there. So why?
Yeah, I think right now the focal point has to be riding the hot wave. The hot wave is the Thunder and the Lightning with Howard and Sanders, who I can't get enough of right now. I freaking love seeing these two on the field right now together.
I will admit that.
Are you admitting that Miles Sanders is catching your eye?
In the beginning of the season, a few games, I was a little cold on Sanders because I was just getting pissed off on how much he was trying to be like Shady.
Mm.
But now him and Howard are the perfect compliments for each other.
They really are. They absolutely are. And Sanders can really take hits too.
Yes, like Sanders can. Howard, just give the ball up the middle to Howard.
Mm-hmm.
Howard's getting yards. Before like the end of the game, when when the Bears were stacking the box, he was averaging 5.5 yards a carry, and then he still ended up averaging 4.2. That's what Howard does.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why not just make him lead back over and over and over, and just give him and it seems like it's trending that way. Howard had 19 carries to Sanders 10.
Yeah, he's definitely the lead back, but I think he's lead back for the purpose of, one, he's great at taking hits and going up the middle. Two, they value Sanders more in the receiving aspect of his game right now.
Well, yeah, because there's no one else that can
No other deep threat.
really, no one else. Like Sanders really has the best hands on the team right now, and it sucks. And it sucks that he does, because, like, what kind of offense are you running when your rookie running back has the best hands on the team? You know,
Did he only have like one catch in college or something like that?
He wasn't that great. You know, but I will say, I did predict in my game preview that Miles Sanders would have 10 rushing attempts. And today, he had 10 rushing attempts. Although in my predictions, I did say 49 yards, and he only had 42 today. So I guess I was giving him a little too much credit. I was giving him too much credit.
Don't do it to yourself, all right? You're on the Sanders train. Don't jump off it right now, okay?
I did say 4 receptions for 52 yards, and he only had 3 for 31 today.
Because Darren Sproles came in the game. We weren't expecting that.
Yeah. Ertz, I was so off. Ertz, I only said 3 receptions for 30 yards, and he went off today.
He definitely did. He looked great. I mean, not being double teamed anymore. Goddard looked great as well. Taking those 2 hits right out the middle.
I called for Jordan Howard's revenge game. I called for 16 rushes for 110 yards, and he had 19 for 82. He could have gotten there if they stuck to him.
And a wide open touchdown.
Yep. Once I said 21 for 27 for 240. And he got 26 for 39 for 239. Woo! And 1 touchdown. I called 1 touchdown. Oh,
this is considered like insider trading, right?
Let me see. Sacks. I said Graham was going to have a sack. He got 1. I said Avery was going to have a sack, and he had a half. And then I said McLeod and Jenkins would have it. Interception.
So just to brush on Avery, because we're going to close in a bit. We're going to jump on the PSN post-game live broadcast. I'm really excited about what Avery could bring to this defense.
Avery,
he's definitely a diamond in the rough.
If you ask majority of Browns fans, like when this happened, and I want to make fun and say that none of us were doubting the trade or anything like that. So many Eagles fans were doubting the trade. When we saw,
I think we were more scratching our heads.
We're like, what the hell is this? Like when we saw Genard Avery was the trade for the Eagles, outside of Robbie Anderson, outside of Chris Harris, outside of Von Miller, outside of whatever else you want to say, Darius Slay, and we got Genard Avery out of all that. We were all skeptical. But then, looking at the tape and looking at Browns fans' reactions and looking at, draft experts who said, going into that draft, a lot of people are so high on Avery.
Yeah.
And as a rookie, he did great.
I feel like the way Cleveland Brown fans reacted, it was kind of like stealing LeBron James from them at that point. It was that wild.
As a rookie, he played in all 16 games. He had 1 forced fumble, 4 pass deflections, a fumble recovery on that forced fumble, 4.5 sacks and 40 tackles, and 14 QB hits. He was a monster for them as a rookie. And Brown, and he lost so much this year. He played in 2 games this year. Mm-hmm. He played 5 snaps.
And he couldn't figure out why he wasn't being played either.
He had 1 tackle. So, scheming up to, change and defensive coordinator and all that stuff, but, because he had Greg Williams last year. But, now he's on a team where he has a guy in Jim Schwartz that likes to pressure the quarterback. And Genard Avery, he came out and said he likes to get over, he likes to go after the quarterback.
And he said he's like a wrecking ball. He's gonna be a monster out there today, and he got a sack.
Yep.
Came flying off the line.
And Genard Avery, I wouldn't be surprised to see that Pro Football Focus grades him highly for his performance today, because Genard, he had a great, homecoming for him. He was, his first game for the Eagles was at home, so it's, he had a great debut for the Eagles, and we're looking forward to him. If he could do that against Trubisky, who's kind of mobile, he wasn't that mobile today because the offensive line kept collapsing. Mm-hmm. Imagine what Brandon Graham, Derek Barnett, who should have gotten at least a half a sack on that.
I think on that.
No, he did not get anything. Sweat got the whole sack.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Derek Barnett was in the backfield constantly. And imagine what that defensive line can do against a kind of banged up offensive line for the Patriots and against a statue in Tom Brady.
Makes for an interesting game.
I know we have another podcast to go next week, but I am calling. The Eagles are beating the Patriots. I don't give a shit what they do.
I think we both said that in our season preview.
We did.
I said that after the Patriots that they would take out the Seahawks. I'm still standing by that.
I'm not.
I'll let you digest that. I'll let you,
I'm not willing to change my pick yet.
Well, let's see how you feel after the Patriots game.
I will see how I feel against the Patriots game. But I am, but today, to wrap this up, today, it's a win. A win's a win. A win is a win. We are 5-4 right now.
Yes, sir.
Although I do not think scoring 3 points in the second half is a way to beat the Patriots and the Seahawks, which is what the Eagles did today. They were up with 19 points at the half, and then they only scored 3 after that. I don't think that does it against the Patriots and Seahawks, but still, a win is a win. We now have 2 weeks to get healthy, to get Deshaun back, to get LeBlanc back, I don't want to say get Peters back because I hope he never comes back. Because it's Dillard's time. Dillard has now solidified himself as a left tackle of this year and the future. But it's time for it. We had 2 weeks for Wentz to get his timing down with JJ. Maybe sign Antonio Brown. Just kidding. Get his timing down with receivers. So get his extra work in with the receivers. Especially Alshon Jeffrey. Alshon Jeffrey did not have an Alshon Jeffrey game today.
No, he's
I think he had 3 drops.
Yeah, he's looked kind of off for the past couple weeks. I'm not gonna lie, he hasn't looked phenomenal. He's had multiple drops in multiple games.
Yeah,
but I think he'll definitely rebound.
I think so too. You have 2 weeks now, big game, get it done, and let's beat the Patriots. Go 6-4.
I completely agree. So looking forward to that, and then looking forward to smooth sailing against the Dolphins, Giants, and Redskins. But let's get past the Pats and the Seahawks first. Let's get past losing out on Josh Gordon.
Damn it.
And we'll be back next week, guys. Same day, same time. If you're tuning into us for the first time, my name is Brian Cameron. You can find me at BCameronPSN. His name is Chris Infante. You can find him at Infante54. This is the Flipping the Birds Pod. You can find us at Flipping Birds Pod on Twitter. And
go Birds!
Yes, sir.